Hello everyone and welcome back. In this YouTube video we're going to be talking about how to start a clothing brand in 2024. We're going to be going over everything you need to know to get started, and by the end of this YouTube video you're going to have all the knowledge, tools, and confidence you need to get started. Now for those of you new here, I'm Marsh. I'm here to help you. I run a clothing brand called Tame Psychotic. We've done hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue this year. We've done 30K this week, and I've been on vacation in Vegas all week for my roommate's wedding. So we're doing pretty good. We're on track to hit $1 million by the end of the year. I've worked in design, marketing, and product development with lots of big brands. My clothing brand has truly changed my life, and I'd love to help you guys create one that will change yours too. But before we get into it, I'm gonna show y'all I'm a real human being and shit. Show y'all my operations. We got the boys in here working, packing orders and shit. Look at this food. Look at this food. This is our special order teamy worker. This is what should we call it, Tyler? This is muscle. This is what's the guy from regular show? Muscle Man. Muscle Man. And yeah, we just working on packing up some jeans, some work shirts, just a bunch of stuff. Tired of all this inventory sitting in my house. Ready to start working out of a warehouse. That's gonna be sick. Hopefully by next month we'll be into that. But yeah, fun stuff. All right, so before we get into this, I just want to give you guys a quick little backstory into who I am, who Marshall Cruz is, where I came from, and where I am now. So as you guys can see on the screen, this is 18-year-old Marsh, right? I was working 3 jobs. I worked for 2 rental companies, did a landscaping, and I was a tutor at my local college for like nursing students. So yeah, no free time. I was making less than $2,000 a month. This shit sucked, to be completely frank with you. So fast forward, this is 20-year-old Marsh, right? This is whenever I started getting into social media, into content creation. I was doing fitness content. I had some sponsorships from some brands, but I was still making less than $5,000 a month. I was still working for 2 people, like 2 companies. I had some free time, a little bit more than I had whenever I was 18, but I still was unhappy, unfulfilled. I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Holy shit, I'm still poor. I still have a boss. I have no freedom. I still have to do shit that I don't like. I have to say shit that I don't like. I have to post shit that I don't like. Where do I even go from here, right? Because this isn't the answer. I thought being an influencer was like, oh shit, I've made it. This is the answer. This is it. Newsflash, it wasn't it. It still sucked. So from here, I'm like, holy fuck. Freedom and fulfillment comes from independence, not being an influencer. I know, crazy, right? That's freedom of speech, freedom to do and post what I want, financial freedom, creative freedom, freedom to be able to say what I want, post what I want. And this realization right here led me to 22-year-old Marsh. This is 22-year-old Marsh. I just bought my dream car. I live in a high-rise apartment in the most expensive county in the United States to live in. I've done hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales this year with my clothing brand. I make anywhere from $25,000 to $100,000 a month. I have no boss. I have ultimate freedom, freedom to do what I want, say what I want, post what I want, whatever. I actually enjoy my work because I love clothes. I love building a business. I love documenting. It's fucking sick. And the cherry on top is that I have respect from like everyone, from business owners, from older people, from younger people, from people who have businesses, people who don't have businesses. Everybody respects what I do, and that is awesome. Freedom plus money plus respect plus enjoyment of work. Does it get any better? Does it get any better, right? So how did I get there? How did I get to the point where I had freedom, money, respect, all that shit, right? Right here, Tame Psychotic. This is my clothing brand, and this is what single-handedly afforded me the life that I have now. This is my baby. This is my favorite thing that I have ever created, and I would die for this. I would die for this. This is my end-all, be-all besides my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and my loved ones. This is it, okay? And with that, let's get to the real reason you're here, why you clicked on this video, why you are still watching after this little introduction. And that is because you are asking yourself, Marsh, how do I start a clothing brand? How do I start making money? How do I build my own business? How do I achieve that freedom that you achieved? So in this video, we're gonna go over all this. I'm gonna make this as digestible and simple to understand as humanly possible so that you guys can feel confident that you have all the information and tools that you need after you watch this video to go out and take action to start your own brand, because that is the hardest part. The hardest part is feeling like you are ready to start, and that is something you are never gonna get past, right? So, but after this video, you're gonna feel like you have somewhat of a foundation of understanding of where to begin, where to start, so that you guys can actually do it, right? And that's the whole point of this video. The whole point of my channel is to enable you guys to start building your dream business, your dream clothing brand. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, so when it comes to making clothes, there is 3 ways to go about it, right? Print on demand option, the make it yourself option, and the use a service option. So the first, we'll start with the shitty one. This is print on demand. Now, print print on demand is typically used by companies who want to make like uniforms and merchandise for their employees. So it's essentially just drop shipping. It's a big company that you send your graphic designs to. You pick out a shirt, a Fruit of the Loom, or jerseys, or whatever it is that you want to do, and you have your shit printed on the shirt. They ship directly from there to your customer. It's like a big drop shipping center, right? So it sucks, right? Why does it suck? Because you have no customization options. You can't do the custom measurements, custom fabrics, custom tags. Like your shirt will literally have the printify or printful little like thing on the tag. It's really like dumb and stupid, and you shouldn't use it. So the next option is making it yourself. So making it yourself is really cool. I always have looked up to people who can sew and do all the like cool screen printing and stuff in their house, but there's a few issues with it. The first issue is that it's kind of expensive. You gotta buy a sewing machine, you gotta buy sewing equipment, you gotta buy a screen printer, like screen press thing, you gotta buy a heat press. It's just a lot of initial investment that a lot of people don't have the money to spend on, and it's a lot of time. It's really time consuming to make your own stuff. It's time that I don't have personally. So I do not use this option, but it is really cool because like people love like seeing people make shit and sew shit. It's really cool. So, and the third option, and this is the option that myself as well as 99% of other brand owners use, this is essentially just hiring somebody, a service to make your clothes for you, okay? So hiring a manufacturer to make them off of Alibaba or AliExpress or whatever. So, and this is the most popular method. This is the most used because it's the cheapest to start because you don't have to buy equipment. It's not time consuming because they make it for you. You essentially just send all the details of the clothes that you want made to your manufacturer. They make it, you pay them, they ship it to you, you ship it to your customer. It's easy, it's cheap to start, it's the most popular method, and I would say it's objectively the best option to start. This is what I use, this is what everybody else uses, and it's what you should use unless you just want to spend a bunch of money on equipment and stuff and make your shit yourself, which I respect. Do that if you want to do it, but I do this, and I think you should probably do this too. So now that you've picked a method of how you want to get your clothes made, here is what you're gonna need, right? You're gonna need a phone, you're gonna need a website, you're gonna need an Instagram for your clothing brand, you're gonna need packaging, so that's poly mailers, frost bags, whatever it is that you want to use for packaging. You're gonna need packing tape, and you're gonna need a thermal printer to print out labels, and that is essentially all you need to start a clothing brand. It's all the equipment and just basic shit that you're gonna need. Obviously, you can buy other stuff. You can buy stickers, stuff to put in your packages, stuff to help you with product display, product photography, whatever it is, but this is the essentials. This is what you need to get started. The bare bones, if you will. So now that you've picked a method for making your clothes, you have all the things that you need to get started. Now you're gonna get into the visuals, creatives, and designs of your brand. So that's the logo, the name of your brand, and just the vibe, look, and energy that your brand's gonna have. So we're gonna use Nike, for example, to kind of explain what all this is. Now, obviously, we've all seen the Nike logo. It's just a little swoosh. Like, that is a logo. That is Nike's like logo, or one of them. It's one of their main logos that they use. Most brands have a lot of logos, but you really only need one to get started. Their name is Nike. There is no other alternate name. There's no second name. It's just Nike, okay? So obviously your brand needs a name, it needs a logo, and then it needs a vibe and look, okay? So this is essentially the things that people associate your brand with whenever they say your brand, feel your brand, wear your brand, unbox your brand, see your brand on Instagram. What do they associate your brand with? So for Nike, that's active lifestyle, that's athletes, that's soccer players, football players, runners, track stars, football fields, gyms, LeBron James, a black guy running, also LeBron James. Anyways, you're gonna figure out these three things. You're gonna find a logo, you're gonna come up with a name for your brand, and then you're gonna come up with the brand identity, right? What your brand's about, the vibe, the look, the energy that your brand emits, what people associate your brand with when they see it, right? So once you have all these things, you are now ready to start making your designs. There's really two ways to do this. You can either do them yourself or you can hire other people to do them, right? Now, if you wanna make your own designs, which I encourage you all to try because you never know what you're gonna be good at and what you're going to enjoy, you're gonna need two different softwares, primarily two different softwares. There's a bunch you can use, but here's the two that I use. The first is Photoshop. This is gonna be used on your desktop. The second is Procreate. Procreate's gonna be used on your iPad, right? This little thing right here, I use it every single day, and you should probably too. Most clothing brand owners use their iPad every single day, or most designers use their iPad every single day. So that's how you make it yourself. There's plenty of tutorials. You can also use Adobe Illustrator, like Canva. There's a bunch of different apps, but these are the two that I would recommend. If you're gonna spend time learning, learn these, okay? So the other option is to hire help, right? Hire a designer for your clothing brand. I have co-designers that I work with to help me with my designs, to help save me time. And if you don't have the time to design, or you don't have the skill to design, this is gonna be the best option for you. Where do you find these? You find them on Instagram, Fiverr, and Upwork. If you wanna find them on Instagram, all you're gonna need to do do is go to Instagram and type in .std or .studio, and a bunch of design studios are gonna come up. If you really want to, you can just go to my Instagram. It's at Marshall Cruz, and just go through my following. I think I follow a bunch of designers, and yeah, just look for ones that you think are gonna be good. I do think a lot of these guys are saturated. They do a lot of the same kind of designs because everybody kind of wants to make the same shit. But a little shameless plug, I do have a list of really, really good designers that I work with personally, that a lot of my members in my school community, they're super low-key, really good designers that I would recommend. But fuck that, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. I'm here to give you guys value. I'm here to teach you guys. So let's continue learning, shall we? So now it is time to post your clothes. Once you have your clothes designed, which is right here, it's now time to post your clothes, right? There's two ways to do this, right? You can get your samples in person and post your samples in person. This is what I do, right? So I just get a physical, real sample of what all the bulk order is gonna look like, so that I can be like, okay, this is exactly what people are getting. I can take product shots and show people exactly what they're getting. Or you can just post the mock-ups of what you're making, right? So these are not actual pictures of the shirts. They're just mock-ups that I made of like the design on a shirt mock-up, right? Now what sucks about just posting mock-ups is these are not gonna be accurate as to what the customer is actually going to get. Like, they're gonna look a little bit like it, sometimes like a lot like it, but they're not gonna be precisely representative of what product your customer is going to hold in their hands, as opposed to actually getting the sample and taking a picture, right? But it is cheaper to just post a mock-up. It's more expensive to get samples because you have to pay for samples, you have to wait for them to come in, but it's safer. Your customer is gonna be happier with their product. It's just better to just like get the sample. Like, nobody really does this like posting mock-up shit anymore. It's just an option if you broke and you have like no money, okay? So where do you post your designs? Where am I gonna post my designs for the world to see? Where am I gonna post my clothes that I've made for the world to see? TikTok, Instagram, Reddit. It's real simple, okay? TikTok, you're gonna do slideshows, you're gonna do lay flat videos, you're gonna do skits. There's honestly a million different creatives that you can do for TikTok. The easiest way to figure out what's going to work or the things that you can do is just to go to TikTok, type in clothing brand, filter by relevance, and like count and like date posted, and it's gonna show you all the recent shit that clothing brands have been posting, all the creatives and ways of showing that clothing brands have been using to go viral, to get sales for their brands, and you're essentially just gonna copy that. You don't necessarily have to copy it, but just like do your own version of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna spend time talking about how to not copy but also copy. That's bullshit, okay? So the second is going to be Instagram. You're gonna post reels, you're gonna post also reels and more fucking reels, okay? Reels is how you grow on Instagram in 2024, at least right now. You can, you know, post slideshows and post your stuff in pictures, but how you get views from non-followers, how you pull people in if you have no followers, is by posting reels. So you're gonna need to post fucking reels. Let me say that one more time. I want you to post reels. Thank you. We're done. We're good, right? So you can also just get shout outs from different brands, from different news, fashion news, streetwear news, feeds and stuff. You can send them out to influencers. There's a lot of ways to grow on Instagram, but Reels is how I want you to do it. So Reddit is also really good. Obviously there's less traffic there, but it is free traffic. You can post in the communities, and it's pretty much guaranteed that your shit's getting seen by people. And while it is a small community, it's really, really good for testing, because they're gonna give you really honest feedback. They're gonna tell you like, hey, this shit's ass, or hey, this shit's actually good, right? They have no reason to bullshit you, so they're gonna be really, really honest, and it's a really good way to gauge whether or not your product is going to be accepted well by a broad audience on Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So now what? Now it is time to drop your clothes, and you have two options as to how you're gonna do this. The first option is gonna be the pre-order method. Now, a lot of you guys have heard of the pre-order method. Essentially, you post your sample or your mock-up, you open your website, you collect orders for a few days, you close the website, and then you order your bulk inventory. The bulk inventory gets made, and then it gets shipped to your house, then you ship it out to the customer. That is the pre-order method. Now, the pre-made method is where you buy all of your inventory first, your bulk inventory, it comes to you, you sell the bulk inventory, and immediately ship it out to your customer. So let's talk about the pros and cons of the pre-order method. The pros being it is less risky. So you're only going to buy as much inventory as you sell. So instead of buying 50 shirts and only selling 3 and then losing a bunch of money, you've only bought 3 shirts and you don't lose money, which means you're guaranteed to make profit, which is nice. But there are also cons to this, right? The first con being customer friction. Customers do not like pre-orders because people do not like waiting for their shit to come. If I buy something, I don't want to wait a month to get it, right? Because I'm selfish. I want it now, because I've been conditioned by TikTok and social media and Instagram to get what I want now. I'm like the little blueberry girl from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I want it now. You know what I mean? If I buy a hamburger at McDonald's, I want the fucking burger now. I don't want to wait a month to get my burger. And the clothes is the same way. If I buy a pair of pants, I want it now. I want the pants the next day if possible. So the sooner you can get your clothes to the customer, the happier they're going to be. And the longer they have to wait, the more they're going to hate you, essentially. So more customer friction, more customer service emails of people bitching at you about not getting their clothes. It takes longer. You can't drop until you get your clothes shipped out, which means you're going to have to drop and then get your clothes made and then ship it out, and then you can drop again, right? Whereas with the pre-made, you get to ship it out pretty much immediately after they buy, which the customer is really going to appreciate. They're going to trust you more. There's going to be less friction. You're going to get less complaints in your customer service and your comments and stuff. But there is more risk, because what if you don't sell out? What if you don't sell out everything that you bought? What if you buy a bulk order of 50 shirts, right? And you only sell 15. You now lost money because you paid for a bunch of shirts and you didn't sell them. So there is more risk. But if you do sell out, that's a really good feeling. I just sold out on some jeans and shirts the other day in like 5 minutes, and it was fucking sick. So that was dope. And it feels really, really, really good whenever you buy it pre-made, you sell it, and then you ship it immediately, knowing your customer is going to be so happy whenever they get it within like a 3 days period. They're going to be like, holy shit, I'm going to buy from this brand again, which means, like I said, less customer friction, a higher recurring customer rate, more money over time, which is really nice. So I use the pre-made method, but I started with the pre-order method. And that is kind of what I recommend to most people. If you do not have the capital to invest in a pre-made drop, then a pre-order is okay for your first couple drops. But the goal should essentially be, eventually be, to get to doing just pre-made drops. That's what I do. And I will likely never do a pre-order again unless I do like some crazy item that just blows up and I'm like, all right, I can't like sacrifice the potential revenue that I'm going to get from this just for, you know, saying that I'm only doing a pre-order and, you know, making sure customers are happy. I'm kind of rambling right now, but that's just kind of my thoughts. So now that you have dropped your product, it is time to ship out your product, right? So how are you going to go about doing this? There's many ways to do it. You can really ship within Shopify. You can buy your labels within Shopify. You just enter in your product weight, pick the labels that you want to use. If you want to buy UPS labels or you want to buy USPS labels, pick the rate, pick like, you know, if you want priority or you want ground or whatever you want, have your labels printed out, put your product in your packaging supplies, which I mentioned earlier, the poly mailers, frost bags, whatever you're using, boxes, and then you stick your label on your thing, you take it to the fucking post office, and that's how you ship, right? There's a lot of different apps you can use for this. Pirate Ship, ShipStation, Shippo. I use Shippo right now just because it's the cheapest. You can find different rates for the labels on different sites. Shipping is a bitch, especially if you do free shipping like I do. I do free shipping in the US, which means I have to pay for the shipping out of pocket, which means it comes out of my margins. So for me, I'm always hunting for the cheapest shipping option. And for me, from my experience right now, Shippo is offering the best option, but these others have good rates as well. So I would definitely recommend looking at those if you're doing free shipping as well. If you're having your customer pay for shipping, then just buy them within Shopify because it's easier. It's like less hassle and stuff. So some things to note whenever you get into shipping. The first and most important is to ship it as fast as you can, okay? Like I said, whenever your customer orders a product, they want that product fucking ASAP, as soon as they can fucking get it, so ship it as fast as you can. Please pay attention to the packing slip, which is the little square that tells you what your customer ordered. That is very important that you get that right, that you get the size right, the color right, the SKU right. Otherwise, your customer is gonna be pissed whenever they get their order in that they paid 50 bucks for and they got the wrong thing, right? Then you're gonna get a nasty email, you're gonna get a nasty comment, message, whatever. You're gonna have to fix the issue, refund the customer, whatever it may be, right? Another thing to keep in mind is to make your customer's unboxing experience as enjoyable as possible, right? Give them little gifts. I add like stickers and custom lighters and custom things to my orders for free, right? So that whenever they get the package, they open it up, they see the custom packaging, they're like, oh shit, this is dope, right? They open it up, they take out the stickers, they're like, oh shit, I have stickers now. They take out the little lighter, they're like, oh shit, this is custom lighter. I didn't pay for any of this shit. That's the stuff that they like. That's the stuff that gives them dopamine, additional dopamine whenever they open it up and they get their package and the item's sick, but they also have all this other shit that they got with it that they didn't pay for. So you want to make it as enjoyable as possible. You can get creative with this, you know, including stuff in there, custom items, stickers, whatever. But the most important thing is just have fun. This is like the most fun part of having a clothing brand is after the drop, shipping out all your product, like just getting together with the boys and packing orders and shipping, turning on some good music. I've had some of the best conversations of my life while packing orders. It's just a fun experience and you want to have fun with this shit, right? So make it fun, make it enjoyable experience for your customer. Pay attention to the packing slip so you don't get your customers' order wrong, and just ship it out as fast as you can. That's all I really got to say about shipping your product. And boom, you have just done a clothing drop. So now what? Now scale. Now build your business. Now do it again, but do it better next time. Figure out what you did wrong through your last drop and figure out how you can do it better for the next drop. Think of things you can add, things that you can incorporate that you didn't incorporate before, marketing techniques, product development details, product details that you didn't include in the last one, new elements that you can add to your website or to your email campaign or to your social media marketing campaign or to your personal brand push or whatever it is that you can use to improve your next drop, improve revenue, improve customer experience, improve, seamless systems and stuff like that. That is what you want to do. Now, obviously, there's a fuck ton of stuff that goes into taking a clothing brand from $2,000 a month to $100,000 a month. There is a shit ton to learn. Trust me, I have been trying to learn this shit for 2 years. There is a lot to learn. So if you want to learn, I encourage you to subscribe. I will be dropping videos like this, except more specific, more niche, to try and help you guys with, all your stuff. Now, guys, there's a fuck ton you're going to need to learn if you want to take a brand from making a little bit of money to making $100,000 a month like my brand does. It's 100% doable. If I could do it, you can too. I'm just a white dude from a little tiny town in Florida whose stepmom kicked him out of the house at 18 with no money, no car, no nothing, who somehow figured it out and now is making $100,000 plus a month. But like I said, there's a lot to learn. If you guys would like to learn more, please subscribe. I will be dropping more videos like this. I also have a school community where I've posted 8+ hours of instruction on marketing, design, how to make your brand, how to develop a brand identity, how to scale your brand, how to do marketing, how to do paid ads, how to do free ads, how to do influencer marketing, how to do a fucking social media campaign, how to write narratives for your drops, how to form collections, just a shit ton of stuff in there. I've also got really cool resources that you can use, like manufacturer lists of designers that you can use that I've worked with in the past, lists of guidance, videos on how to use Procreate, how to use, different softwares to design and stuff. But I don't even want you to do all that. I just want you to subscribe so I can teach you guys for free, so you guys can learn, so you guys can take action to do something for yourself. Build your own business. Start the clothing brand that you guys have been wanting to start for a long time now, because I know if you're watching this video, you've probably been wanting to start it for a minute. You just don't believe in yourself, or you don't think you're ready, or you don't know enough. Well, now you fucking know enough to get started. So how about you do it? Thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching. Please leave a like on this video if you thought it was helpful. Leave a comment if you have any feedback, stuff that I can go over, videos that I can make in the future to help you guys, questions that you guys have. I'll be answering those as well. I just appreciate you guys for being here, watching till the end. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.